we're going to need to do something for beef here. So we're going to clap at the same time in front of the camera. So 3, 2, 1, clap. Okay. Welcome to Overtime on Inferno, your weekly roundup of all the biggest stories in CSGO quicker than a Mongolian player can get replaced with his own kin. Rough day out here for Bartek.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that and more later on Overtime on Inferno. Roll the intro. Don't know why I did the intro differently this time than I normally do, but
sometimes it's nice to mix it up, isn't it?
Yeah, I mixed it up. All right, we got a relatively light week. Dallas started 2 days ago as we're recording this. We've got roughly the playoffs. We'll talk about more about it next week when we talk about, all of Dallas together. But we do have some bits we want to say on this. So let's start with the biggest news of this past week. Nitro is officially stepping down from Team Liquid after Dallas being his last tournament. His plan right now.
Out, right?
And they're out. Yes, they are out as of today.
So he's officially retired now.
He's gone. Basically, it seems that there was a super busy travel schedule, which we all knew existed already. And he's got 2 kids now, and he wants to be with them. And that's a very reasonable reason to retire.
Yeah. So the thing with Nitro is his return been kind of bad. And it's kind of sad because he was a good player and he has won a lot. And certainly in terms of North America, he is, one of the legends. Like if you're talking about like the Mount Rushmore of NA Counter-Strike, he's probably on there.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably true.
But his return was not good.
Yeah, not only was his return not good, he almost his last round in professional Counter-Strike play was Twist's ninja diffusing.
Yeah,
against him.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a little rough.
It's a sad end to what is, objectively a remarkable career. Like,
yeah,
but he has not been good since Valorant.
Yeah. Yukindar will be taking over calling for the team. I figured that doesn't sound like a particularly genius solution.
It doesn't sound like a long-term solution either.
No, I hope it isn't a long-term solution.
Hear me out. Drop OC, James to Team Liquid. Who says no?
Who's your other player?
Doesn't matter.
You're still short a player. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. We'll find somebody else. And he's got to be an American, otherwise Team Liquid aren't American anymore. So,
and that's just wrong. Or Canadian. Could be Canadian.
Yeah, same thing.
I know that everyone's spouting that Suhi goes literally anywhere in the world, but I think that Suhi could be a decent fit here.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of plays roughly the same roles as Nitro, but better, and is actually an IGL.
I think he has better roles than Nitro, off the top of my head. He's more aggressive.
I think he does have slightly better roles, but like we're 6-1 there.
It's kind of weird because it feels like Liquid. Sorry, I still got land flu from Paris. It feels like Liquid still need firepower, which seems insane
because you have a Liege, Naf, and you can. Yeah, it just. The problem is
they don't. Maybe their in-game leader is just so bad that
it could be an in-game leader thing. It could also be that they are so inconsistent with rifle power.
Yeah.
That like Yukindar could be on one game, and then Naf could be on the next game, and Alicia could be on the same game. But they're never all on at the same time, and they're never like all 80% on at the same time. You're either 100% or 0%. There's no in between.
Yeah, we've
other
seen...
than Naf, who's on at like 75% at all time.
Even he at the major had that game where he was like 4-20 or something. Where you just never see from Naf like even he is not the pillar of consistency he once was. Like Elige is up and down. You hear stories about Elige like outside the server, but like while playing, where his communication is not always the best. Yukindar isn't an in-game leader, and from what I gather, as an in-game leader, is quite... He calls quite selfishly, which I don't necessarily mind when you are probably the best player on the team, but it just doesn't seem like a long-term solution.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like a long-term solution to what should be a long-term problem.
See, okay, so for everyone else, context for a moment, we're not recording on a normal platform, we're recording on something else. And the reason I bring this up is because I made some things to go in this podcast that we cannot put in now. There's a little soundbite meter on the top of our thing, and I actually have a stipulation alert, like warning siren now to play whenever we're about to stipulate something.
I'm very sad that I've ruined this for you. Well,
No,
I
it's
have.
okay.
Zencaster has ruined it for us. Call them out.
We have a stipulation alert and we have a stupid idea alert. Both very different. The stupid idea was more of a jingle.
The stupid idea would have been great for James to liquid a minute ago.
I'm going to send that to the editor. Hopefully Beef puts it in. Because the stupid idea alert is fantastic. Both my voice, very modulated. It's hilarious. The reason I bring up the stipulation alert is because I also think that bringing in an IGL, there is no American IGL that you can bring in
not even close.
Other than Stanislaw, who they will not bring in.
No. We're not. The Stanislaw, that meme is dead. That meme is dead. Yeah,
no.
Let's not.
It's not happening,
fuck
right?
around with him. Taken in our Discord, probably the best, and he's not even North American, but he plays in a North American team, is Mistum. And that was Taken's take, and it's just it's so hilarious Taken, but it's one I actually kind of think could work.
It's like Mistum has been there's been Mistum, there's been a bunch of people said Swisher.
He's not an in-game leader either.
Not an in-game leader, but as a replacement, assuming Yakander goes in. So here's the thing, I don't mind not putting in IGL in if you
get like insane firepower.
Either insane firepower and you go like the phase direction without Karrigan, right? Where Nico was IGLing for 5 minutes.
That was cursed.
Or G2, right? When they didn't have an IGL. You either go that direction, or you get someone that's up and coming that we've never fucking heard of and say, fuck it, we're giving this guy a chance. Or you get Suhi. Those I think those are basically your three.
There's Kixan as well, who like Kixan took Liquid apart, him and the coaching staff, but they took Liquid apart and basically said, we knew everything Liquid were going to do. Yeah. Imagine if Liquid could do that to somebody else instead. Like,
it'd be great.
Nobody knows Liquid's system better than Kixan and Ajax's coaching staff. Get him in, and he will tell you everything that's wrong with it because he already knows everything that's wrong with it because that's how they fucking beat you.
Oh my God, I love it. So kind of weird. Hope Nitro has a good streaming career. He did say in a HLTV article yesterday, at some point recently, that basically he was like, if a super competitive offer comes in for like Valorant or something, I'm gonna think about it. He said, quote, I think the community thinks I'm older than I actually am. I'm only 27. I feel like they think I'm 35. Which, I think that's true.
I think 1 year in Valorant is like, it's like dog years.
It's like 17 Counter-Strike.
It's like 3 Counter-Strike years. Do you have 1 year in Valorant? It ages your aim by 3 years.
Yeah, and he said that he is like he still feels good mechanically, but obviously it's not at his former levels. It's like
I was gonna say
he still's got Valorant aim and stuff. And
good by what definition? Because it's better than mine.
He said, I still feel really young. I still feel really good mechanically. It's just this last year and a half have been pretty rough for me after not playing the game for a year and a half. It's obviously a risk I was willing to take. I had some good moments, some really bad moments. It is what it is. I'm grateful I had the opportunity to try it again.
He isn't good mechanically anymore, and it's a shame because he was good mechanically.
Yeah, he used to be.
He used to be very good mechanically, and you had concerns about the way he played the game, and then he started AWPing, and everyone thought that was a bad idea, and it turned out it was actually a really good idea because he actually had a better brain for the game than we thought, than I thought. But now he's behind the meta because he was away for a year and a half, and he doesn't have the mechanical aim he used to have, partially because he started AWPing and partially because he started playing Valorant. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. He's just not that good anymore.
I would love to see, and this isn't happening. I highly doubt this is happening because he said he would feel weird playing in a lower tier. I think there's a couple of places I would love to see. I'd love to see Nitro go and play for just ESEA main shitters. Not to win or anything, but just he is one of the last. I put the word great here as not a characterization of how good he was, but legend status. He's one of the last great American in-game leaders, like English-speaking in-game leaders that like America can't. Right? It's like him.
Do Americans speak English? That's a philosophical
he's
question.
One of the best. He's one of the last great American-speaking in-game leaders. Okay, I'm ready to learn American, buddy.
Nice.
And so at this point, it's just like I kind of feel like I want him to teach. I want him to bring his, because that literally, if there's a thing America has a lot of, it's riflers. It's like standard stock riflers, right? There's a million of them, right? But our IGLs we need to import, our operas we need to import. If he could, and he's done both at very high levels.
That's true. Yeah, that's a really big thing, is that because he was an AWP in-game leader, he was one of the only in the region to do either.
Yeah. And so if he can take the knowledge he has and bring it to the tier 2 scene to maybe create some sort of path to becoming an actually like usable player, I'm in.
Usable player.
I know many
I know
people
what you mean.
they're not usable players.
I know what you mean. It's just a really like demeaning way of putting it, I suppose.
So yeah, that's my take on Nitro. Obviously, NA fan, obviously Liquid fan. I fucking love Nitro, but
this is the right, unfortunately.
This is the right move. This is the right time.
He's clearly not good enough anymore.
I will be very upset if Team Liquid does not offer him a streaming contract. Like as like one of their influencers.
Watch his stream. I feel like he's not somebody I've ever seen stream.
I think he streamed a couple times, but he says that he's going to stream. That's like his quote unquote retirement plan, at least to start. And I'd be interested in watching it at least the first couple of times.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Streaming is, I think, it's a lot more difficult than people think. And
as someone who used to stream TFT like twice a week, it's rough.
I've streamed a couple of times, and like I think I'm not terrible at it, but like A, keeping a schedule, and B, being good at the game is important, but it's not as important as being entertaining. And Nitro has only ever had to be good at the game. He's never had to be consistently entertaining. And I think he might be too serious a guy to be really successful streaming. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
We'll see. I mean, here's the thing. If he and Stewie just meme around for like 6 hours a day, like him, Stewie, and Hiko...
Can you see Nitro doing that?
I can see Nitro and Hiko memeing around, absolutely.
I feel like Nitro would like join FPL and like he'd actually really try. Which is not very American, which is probably why he was one of the better ones. But that's the kind of one, like, I feel like he was too good.
He was the anti-American American.
Yeah, he was too like genuinely good to not take it seriously even when he's streaming.
All right, I want to move on to the next thing. So we've got 3 big roster move conversations. This is the smallest of the 3. This is TheMongolz, the team from Mongolia, obviously. They've announced with absolutely zero pomp or circumstance that Annihilation and Bartek are gone, and replacing them is 910 and Bartek's little brother.
And Hasteka is now in-game leading.
Yeah, and Hasteka is now in-game leading.
Which, there's no mention of Cabal coming back either.
No, and the best part is...
Who's just gone, man. I don't know where he's gone.
This announcement was just listed on their Facebook page. Just, it said the word roster update and then a photo, and that was it.
Yeah. I
love it.
Like, Asian teams don't fuck around, mate.
I love it.
They just tell you what's going on, and they'll do it on whatever platform they want, and they won't repeat themselves. They don't give a shit. They'll just say what they want.
So 910 has played with Hasteka on Clutch before. And Mizuho, which is Bartek's little brother, is Bartek's little brother. And
he's
I cannot
15, right?
Yeah, he's 15. I cannot imagine the okay, Bartek's 19 and Mizuno is 15. They both have to still be living at home. There's no way. Like,
I love the idea that he's got the phone call and he's going, Mom, I got a job playing Counter-Strike. So, what team? Oh, it's the Mongols. Oh, you're playing with Bartek. Well, so, good news and bad news.
Like,
and then Bartek walked to the door and he's just got his head in his hands.
Bartek doesn't know that it's his brother.
Yeah, it's like, I've lost my job, Mom. Yeah, no, that's just like he's been replaced by his brother. Like, talk about motivation though. Like that seems like the start of a film. Like, he's been replaced by his little brother, and now he's got to like prove that he's the real. Wait, what's his surname? Batbold. His surname is Batbold. He's the real Batbold because his name is Son of Hero Heartsteel. So I assume his brother is called Brother of Son of Hero Heartsteel.
All right. We've got two more roster moves. I added one because I forgot about it until now. We're going to go with the smaller one first, and then the bigger one, both Brazilian. So the first one is Tuurtle has been benched from MIBR officially, and they are seeking to try and buy Lucauzi from Fluxo.
Good player.
For like, they're trying to, the supposed bid is about $300,000 for Lucauzi, but Fluxo is also trying at the same time to sign him to a long-term contract extension.
Wow. I mean, he's really good.
He's really good.
Is he $300,000 good? And that is a lot of money, even in even as prices are rising. But then Brazilians have this like really strange, like they pay each other like a lot of money for their players. Like,
well, but Brazil,
even though
I'd be willing to bet
like, none of them do anything.
Brazilian teams make more money than the other teams.
True.
Just because Brazilian viewer
why don't
base.
they just buy they should just have a Brazilian team for like a year and just buy a European team for cheap. Rather than spending $300,000 on Lucauzi. Like, I like the guy, but
just buy Gamer Legion. Put it under the name Fluxo.
Yeah. Just teach. You can teach Sui so much Portuguese for $300,000. Although I've heard his buyout is really big as well. So
get Fox to coach the team. There we go.
God.
Add a Portuguese English speaker. There we go. Genius.
No, I mean, Lucauzi is a really good player, and he's still quite young. But $300,000 is a lot of money. But then they got a shit ton from, was it them who sold Cello? Like, he was an obscene amount of money for.
Yeah, I think so. I think they did sell Cello.
500K as well. Like, they just spend loads of money.
No, it wasn't Cello. It wasn't Cello. It was
Well, Cello.
I don't think they sold anyone.
Oh, I don't know where Cello came from. Imperial paid a lot for him.
Yeah, Cello came from
You sure
Luminosity?
It wasn't MIBR?
No. Hold on, I'm finding out. Please, 1 moment.
I see. I'm convinced.
He was on MIBR.
Yeah. And they got a bunch of money from Imperial for him, so they just stocked it up. I was like, right, we'll buy.
Yeah, and so now they're trying to go spend on Lucauzi.
Yeah, I know. Like, they'll try and flip him for $600K to Imperial in a year's time, or indeed in 2 months' time. Segue.
So the next bit that we have, the other Brazilian, is that there's rumored that Fallen is joining FURIA. Okay, now this goes. There's other storylines to this. The first being that Fallen said that he's basically retiring at the end of this year, which apparently may be a lie now, because this is pretty reputable, considering he came from Dust 2 Brazil, which I actually do trust with Brazilian reports. Obviously, I don't trust Dust 2 US with Brazilian reports. Shitters at Dust 2. No.
If Dust 2 say something, it's usually right.
I just wanted to fuck with Dust 2.
Yeah, obviously.
So, but apparently, this is a thing that may happen. I hate it.
I love it personally.
I don't.
But I'm such a Fallen fanboy. Like, I don't care. Like,
but okay, so here's my.
I want to believe, right? Man. I want to believe.
I don't think this makes FURIA better.
I don't either. I just love it.
This is a solution, but it's not the correct solution. This just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the nuts is Big Uzira, right? But I don't think you're gonna coax him.
I mean, well, maybe you do. Maybe you're like bet.
And that's also assuming that Big Uzira actually fits into the way FURIA want to play now. I mean, they have.
Well, so if you do minus art minus safe.
And Fallen feels both well. You clone Fallen.
Well, no. You have Fallen IGL up and then bring Big Uzira in for more rifle power.
I mean, at that point, you might as well bring in like Skulls or Cello or something.
Yeah, Cello. One team to the next, just continuously getting.
Well, Fallen loves him. Fucking Cello's unbelievable. His mechanics are insane.
Yeah, but point being is like I just this doesn't fit. This seems like FURIA going, well, shit, we can't be any better than we are right now, so we're gonna go for cash.
The
like,
way I
this
see it,
seems.
I think it might be a case that they have either like an academy in-game leader or somebody like Drop, where they think they can be a good in-game leader. They just need to learn how to do it, and they think Fallen is the guy to teach somebody how to in-game lead.
Yeah, but
like what
why
Zeus
would you
did to
pay?
Boomich.
But like, why would you pay them money to play in the server?
Because FURIA already one of the biggest brands in esports.
Yeah.
Like in the Brazil, imagine the marketability of the Godfather of Brazil on FURIA. I mean, it almost certainly does not make financial sense. But
I mean, there's also a bit of like, I guess,
Fallen,
location, because Fallen was living in LA for a while with the old lineup, with the Luminosity MIBR lineup.
Yeah.
And then when they did Imperial, I'm pretty sure he moved back to Brazil.
Yeah.
And famously, FURIA lives in Florida right now.
Yeah.
So you have to move back.
It's kind of fun. Like, I don't know if it's a great move, but it's fun. Like,
this is where the stupid idea alert thing would come in.
I don't know. Maybe it's stupid. Maybe it's like romantic. I just love the idea of Fallen back on the best Brazilian team. I don't care. I love it.
I have one more Nitro thing to say, just because I happen to be here. I'm on HLTV right now, right? Because I'm pulling up the IEM Dallas. That's what we're talking about next. And you know how they have the transfer section on the side? They have Nitro, Liquid - no team. And that just makes it seem like way worse than retiring.
Yeah, I mean,
I know it's technically correct that he's going to no team, but like,
yeah,
it makes
he's been released into the wild like a Pokemon.
All right, let's get to IEM Dallas. It's been going on for a couple days now. As we are recording this, they are finishing up the upper finals of Group A. Group B will happen after this in about an hour and a half. So by the time you listen to this, which I think we're coming out like midday tomorrow Eastern or something, you'll know things. We're going to talk about just general things as we usually do. Winners, losers, etc. Winners. I'm going to start with this. Heroic G2 winners. They both made it through Group A. Well, yeah. There was no huge surprises.
G2 are back to their non-major form, which is fine. It's just they just suck at majors for whatever reason.
Yeah. Other big winners, Ents and Astralis, and I'm not really just trying to pick on only on the teams that made to the upper finals. Ents looked like shit at the major.
Yeah, again,
and they 2-0'd FaZe yesterday. So fuck if I know.
Ents are really good. I don't know what happened to them in the major. Like, every other time I watch them, they're really fucking good. I don't know what happened.
And then
Astralis are actually just good now. All
Astralis is actually
really good.
Yeah, and importantly, they were able to defeat Nitro.
Yeah, well,
truly an unfortunate.
Something they've done they've done so many times through the years.
If there is one constant, it is Astralis will always be able to beat Team Liquid.
Yeah, no.
So, but Astralis looks like a totally different Astralis than they did before the major. Which,
to be fair, so good.
I kind of expected them to look like a different Astralis. They had like a month and a half of the ability to play in what are generally referred to as Mickey Mouse Cups. To try out whatever they want and figure out whatever they want to do and play how they want to play. And
it's crazy, man.
Like
playing in tier 2 teams, they're playing in 2-tier cups against tier 2 teams constantly. Makes you better at the game. Maybe there's something to be learned there for all the other teams who are dog shit now.
Did you see the most insane thing? I'm pretty sure Blame F is part of the entry pack now.
He's like baits Glaive in the entry pack, I think.
Yeah. But not on weird lurk shit anymore.
Yeah, he'd like change into the back. As a pack rifler, he's really good.
Yeah.
My problem with him was always when he was lurking and he would just do it too passively. That was always my problem.
Fucking okay. Major disappointment teams. Evil Geniuses. Actually,
it's not even disappointing at this point, is it?
North America was a disappointment.
Yeah.
We have 2 North American events this year. They are back to back.
Yeah.
We have 3 North American teams in this one and 1 in the next one. And the only reason that Complexity is in Blast is because Navi couldn't make it. So we have this is the one shot North America gets, and Liquid lose to Astralis, beat Greyhound, and then lose 2-0 to FaZe.
Yeah.
Complexity lose to Ents, kick Evil Geniuses out of the tournament, and then lose to Cloud9. And Evil Geniuses like literally took FaZe to OT and then floundered against Complexity.
Yeah.
And Nouns, well, actually,
they took a massive lead against Complexity as well.
Yeah, they choked like a 14 something. It was stupid.
14-7, I think.
Yeah, it was stupid. This lead, like, and then I don't expect Nouns to do much, to be completely honest. But like, America fucking sucked.
Nouns basically came out and said, which I really respected. They were like, "Yeah, we're ready to get fucking smacked, and we're gonna learn." Like they basically said, "We don't plan on beating anyone. We plan on learning," and that I can respect. Like, they're like, "We're here to learn."
I would like to say, Marky had like flashes of brilliance.
He is a good player. He's just, he was on the Chaos team, which sort of collapsed, and like he hasn't really had the same opportunities that maybe his skill level deserved. Yeah, he's a good player.
I know who Liquid bring back. I know who Liquid bring.
Is it Marky?
No, Vanity solves all of the problems.
Vanity isn't coming back. Not
he's on a tier 2 Valorant team. What could
it doesn't
be worse?
matter. He's always tweeting about how shit Counter-Strike was and how badly like Chaos was treated by like the CS:GO ecosystem. He isn't coming back, unfortunately.
I know, but I can hope. Isn't
he also like a shotgun only player or something in Valorant? I suppose you see people like saying he just plays shotgun.
He plays for Shopify Rebellion.
I know that name from Dota.
They're a tier 2 Valorant team. They are in the like the academy scene basically of Valorant. Is fucking like he is the president of the Players Association, but like he's playing on a shitter team basically after Cloud9. Yeah. So those America is my losers of this event. You have any other winners and losers?
FURIA looked
loser.
Awful. Yeah, they just look terrible. It's kind of to be expected, but
we can count them in with the Americans.
That just seems like unfair on America. It's like your fault FURIA are awful. Like, if I'm not counting FURIA as American when they win, I'm not counting them as American when they lose either. Like that would be unfair. Like they were a special type of role. At least with Evil Geniuses, I'm not fucking expecting anything. FURIA, I'm expecting at least like a spark of life after the major. Fucking nothing. Fallen cannot come in soon enough.
FURIA did exactly as well as Liquid did.
FURIA did exactly as well as they did at the major. Terribly.
Yeah, really.
They're a waste of a spot at the moment. They really are. They're useless. They just don't do anything. They've lost the one thing that made them FURIA. And gained nothing.
Yeah. Absolute idiots. I'm so excited for this this player break.
Dallas is like kind of exhausting. I mean, I've still got there's still Challenger Katowice next week, because I'm working that.
Yeah, but like here's the thing, right? This is the stupidest time of the year. I know we said this before.
All these teams are dead.
All these teams are dead. They're waiting for the player break. Especially with this one, they're waiting for Counter-Strike 2 to come out. Like before people do like major roster moves, right? They're waiting for CS2 to come out because like, what if everything Counter-Strike has basically said, hey, these things are coming out with CS2, but there may be more. Like we don't know what more. Like
I love Valve, man. They just don't care, do they?
I fucking love Valve, but like we have no more information than like here was one map in the beta, and that's it. Like we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Nothing's changed because it's just fucking 2, and nobody uses Util on that map. It doesn't matter. Not relevant. Yeah, like the player break will come soon, and everything will be great. Every team will look different. Sui will be out of Game Legion, and he'll be paid an extortionate amount of money, and he probably won't be anywhere near as good as he was in Game Legion, because that's how the world works, unfortunately.
Yeah. So on that absolute disappointment, you can find us on Twitter at ANNIHILATION, at Logan Aizyesque, and at ReadTLDR. We'll be back in next week to preview Blast Spring Finals. you have 2 more podcasts from us before we go on break. We'll have next week to talk about Blast Spring Finals, and then we'll have 2 weeks from today to talk about the results of Blast Spring Finals and talk about any of the roster changes that have happened already. There have been talk about Counter-Strike 2 coming out on June 14th from some other leaks.
Yeah.
So if it comes out on the day of the pod, there may be no pod that day.
Yeah. Or there might be a special pod. Who knows?
Maybe there'll just be a pod of you and I playing Counter-Strike 2.
Yeah. I think that's going to stream.
That's a good point. All right. we are going to end for today. We will see you guys again next week. Goodbye.